everyone, and welcome to my April video. Things have happened. Continue to watch and see. Alright, so with the beginning of April came around our favorite time of Sydney's France experience, and that is holidays. In case you didn't know, I've said this twice before, but every 6 weeks-ish, the French school system lets everybody out for 2 weeks. And it's amazing. And so this particular time, instead of going to Roscoff with my Saint-Ferjou family, it was time for me to go with the Genicos to their home in Dinant. It was very relaxing, and they live like right on the beach, basically. And it was beautiful. Like every single day we got to go be out in the sun, which you can't really tell, but for me this is like kind of tan. I'm insanely white, it's okay. The boys and I had some Nerf gun wars. They got very serious about it. They had a lot of ammunition, a lot of different guns that we could use, and we had plenty of space to just run around the house and in the gardens and basically just shoot each other with Nerf bullets, which was going really, really well until at one point Thomas saw a cat and he just stopped everything. Literally dropped his gun in order to just go pet and play with the cat, and then it was over with. While we were on holidays, Mathilde had 4 of her school friends come and visit with us. These are their names, but they're said with an American accent, because if I were to actually say them, I would mess them up and I would do it worse. So it's Victoria, or no, it's Victoire, I think. Victoire? Ooh, I said it wrong. I said it wrong. I hope you're enjoying this. Okay, Alex or Alix? Alix? Yeah? Elodie or, oh geez. I'm sure Mathilde's watching this and just laughing at me. Okay, let me think. Okay, so she says Elodie, but she says like Elo, no. Elodie, no. No. Sorry, Elodie, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen for you today. The E's messed me up. I'm sorry. And then Camille, but she says Camille. Or she says it with a very French accent, and I can't say it, and I'm sorry, but I remembered her names. So, I mean, that's something good, right? But it was really good getting to see with them, and me as an almost 25-year-old, I guess, woman? Ugh. But yeah, whatever. I got to hang out with a bunch of teenagers for a few days, and that was hilarious. Like, I got to have the full French teen experience. They walked around with their boom, like, not their boom box, lol, it's all the 80s. They walked around with like their like speakers and played music and like sang and danced and just had a great time. And it was Alex's birthday while we were there, and she turned 18. So we had like a little cake for her one day and just like went to the market, and they like secretly bought her things. It was cute. So that was really, really fun, and getting to meet them and attempt to speak English with them. And they know some English, but I'm pretty sure they know a lot more than what they give themselves credit for. But it was fun to try and speak with them and see them try and figure out what it was I was saying. And it was really great getting to meet them and kind of hang out with them and see more of Mathilde's friends. At the end of my time there, I left a few days early before Easter because my baby brother came to visit me. And by baby, I mean he is 22 years old and 6-something feet. So he's not a baby anymore. Yeah. But, so Mason came and visited me for the Easter weekend. He got here on Good Friday, and he hated me on Good Friday because he landed at like 8-something in the morning, and I made him stay awake until like 10 o'clock that night. And he did not sleep on the airplane because he just decided to watch movies and eat food, which whatever, fine. But I made him stay awake, and because that's what you're supposed to do. When you get here, you should stay awake so that way you sleep well and through the night. But whatever. What do I know? I've just been living here. No, I'm just gonna shut up. So Mason came and visited, and I was able to show him around town. This is the first time he's been to Europe. So it was really, really cool to kind of get to hang out with him and show him Paris, and to have him experience the French culture a little bit. We visited everywhere, we walked a lot, we saw most of the things. It was really, really good getting to see him, and he's one of my favorite people in the entire world. He probably is my favorite person in the entire world, to be quite honest. He's hilarious and everything, so yeah, I'd probably say that. Yeah, Bub, you're my favorite. What about it? Okay. Dropped him off at the airport, all that stuff, and then the next few days I spent getting ready to head out to Belgium for the weekend. During these days, in case you don't know, the Paris elections are happening here in France, and they're about as screwed as Americans were. It's a really long explanation, and some people think it's great, some people hate it. There's so many different opinions on it, but one thing that happened that people are saying happened in order to push favor towards one candidate over the other, a terrorist attack happened. It was a shooting on the Champs-Elysees. A police officer was shot, and along with like the political climate, it had been a stressful couple of days, but everyone was still pushing forward, and we're just like, okay, the election will be done soon. And so I was going to Belgium on Saturday, and the elections were happening on Sunday. Got my things together and headed over to Gare du Nord. You know how when you go traveling, you kind of go to your gate, you figure out where you're at, and then you kind of disperse from there. I was on the hunt to go find some macaroons for my friend Megan, who lives in Belgium. I've been planning on meeting or going to see her for like the last year. Like before I even lived in France, I was like, Megan, I'm coming to visit you. I want to see you. So I go upstairs to this relay store or whatever. Was looking at the boxes, was picking them out, and I was halfway through choosing. All of a sudden, there's like a door to this side. I just hear the whoosh of 3 people, and they're like stomping through, running. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And when I turn around and look forward, there's like a little book stand here, and then there's some stairs going down. I look at the stairs, and I couldn't see the 2 men, but I could see the one, kind of the second. And you just hear the guy going, okay, okay. And you're like, what in the world? And then I just see this guy reach down, pull up a pair of handcuffs, and slap them on the guy. And I was like, oh snap, this dude's getting arrested. And from what I think I saw, it was just like this big black wallet. It kind of looked like a Michael Kors or something. And I was like, oh, he just pickpocketed somebody. These 2 undercover people in here saw him, caught him. Thank you, French police. Because, like I said, because of the terrorist attack that happened earlier in the week, police were everywhere. Like, undercover, in uniform, they were everywhere. Especially at Gare du Nord, because it's like one of, if not the largest train station in Paris. So I was like, cool, everyone's on their game today, I'm fine. They arrested him, walked him out, everything was fine, we went back to normal, bought my stuff, blah, 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 and then went to go find my gate. I swear this has a conclusion to it. Go to get into security because after like all of the, you know, threats and everything that's been happening, you can't just walk onto a train anymore, at least with the one that I was taking. So you get into line for security. They have kind of like the airport scanny bag things. I all of a sudden see these like people running on my left hand side, and I look over and I was like, that's weird, why are they running? You know, they're running past security, like thinking maybe, okay, someone's like running away from the cops, or like, I don't know, it just seemed weird to me because I was like, you're running past security, like no. But I didn't have time to like pay attention because that was about the time that I hear people behind me, and I hear people like screaming and yelling like, move forward. They were like, they kept saying it in French, but they were like, avance, avance, and you're like, what in the world? And so I see people then running, like more people running and pushing forward, and just like fear all over their faces, because I turned around like they're just like panic struck, and I was like, oh. So I didn't think. I picked up my bags and I ran, because as an American, if you hear people yelling at you to run and you're in a public space like that and there's fear all over their faces, my initial thought is, someone has a gun, I need to run. But literally all I could think of as I was running to this day, Jesus keep me safe, Jesus keep me safe. Oh my God, mom's gonna be so pissed. That's literally all I thought. I stopped for a second, the kind of crowd died down a little bit. Standing there, all of a sudden I hear more people and I see more people running. So I was like, crap, all right, let's run again. And we run farther down the platform. And at this point, their train platform has like a covered roof to a certain point, and then it's all outdoors after that. And I got to like this set of stairs, and we were out in the open now. And at this point, like, I knew I hadn't heard any gunshots, so I thought, okay, maybe it's like an explosive. Literally, guys, like, I'm going worst case scenario in my mind. I'm like, okay, I don't hear a gun, so it must be an explosive. I wonder if I'm far enough away from a blast, like, from the blast radius. Like, literally, this is where my brain has gone to. So we stop where these stairs are at, and I think, okay, let me call my friend Marissa and see if she can maybe, like, look something up on Twitter or see if there's, like, some... My main thought was, I need to talk and process this with someone. No one around here speaks my language. From the bits and pieces I can pick up of what they're saying, like, I can't comprehend it, because normally I can understand a good amount. But when you're in that kind of situation, they're speaking 1,000 miles an hour, as you would. I have a mental block on my brain, but I was basically just kind of telling her, like, this is what just happened. I'm fine. I need to know kind of if you can see anything online. And about the time that I was about to hang up with her, because I was going to call one of my host moms, Marie, who literally is never in the city of Paris. She never goes, but that particular day, she decided to go visit a family member in the hospital, and later I found out she had stayed even longer than what she originally anticipated, and was like only like 5 minutes away from where I was. So thank you, Lord. But I was about to hang up with her and tell her, okay, I'm gonna go call Marie, whenever the attendants came up and said we're evacuating the train station. It was no longer we're exiting. It was a different word. It was no longer sortie. We were now whatever evacuate is in French. It's literally like the same exact thing. I can't think of it. Exit the train station. I call Marie and basically stand on the side, like the side of the road, and wait for her to come and get me. I'd calmed down. Like, I hadn't cried. I think maybe like 1 or 2 tears had like gotten out, mainly because it was like a pressurized a pressure cooker inside. I was just like. And then I was like, you can freak out when you get in the car, but then I slowly realized that was a lie to myself, because I wasn't gonna like break down in front of the children. I got in the car and left, and the reason why I called Marie was because I didn't know if the train station was like the RER or the metro was going to be shut down, and I didn't want to take more time. I didn't want to walk through the city. I needed to get into a mentally, I think I was just like, I need a safe place that is contained, that I'm okay. And so got into the car and left. I almost changed my mind, and I almost got onto the train anyways, because right whenever Marie was coming to pick me up, they were starting to let people back into the station. And I was really I literally was like, okay, maybe I should get back on the train and just go. But the voice of my mother pops in my head, and she's like, the money's not worth you getting on the train for. And if that guy had not gotten arrested earlier in the day, I would have probably gotten on the train, because I was like, it's clearly not that big of a deal if they like evacuated everyone. It's gonna be fine. Like, police, security, everything's heightened. Like, it's okay. But I didn't want to, I was like, this is a second strike. Like, I don't really want to go for a third today. And like, looking back at it now, I was like not in a place where I should have gone on the train, because I'm pretty sure like once I sat down and like was by myself, I'm pretty sure I probably would have like started crying. And publicly crying for me doesn't happen. It just doesn't, unless it's like a funeral or like something like really emotional, and even then it's like suck it up, let's go. That just doesn't happen for me. So it would have been mortifying, more so than what I already was. I only say this because it ended up being that the guy only had a knife. In the grand scheme of things, it was just a knife. No one got hurt. The dude got arrested. He was fine. The hardest part afterwards, I was fine that night. I didn't like freak out or anything. The next night though, Sunday night, was like, I wouldn't say like a full-on panic attack. And I hate talking about this because like you don't want people to like think you're weak or something. But I mean, it's true, it happened, and I'm not gonna like be like, I went through this and I'm fine. No. But yeah, so that happened. I'm fine now. You know, that's not to say that I probably might not get anxious or something. From everything that I talked to my families here, I let them know what was going on. With Marie, like, I will openly say it was traumatic. I tell people, like, the part that freaked me out the most was seeing the panic on everyone's faces and just like the running. The running is what got me. If I didn't have to run, if I was just like told to quietly exit, I think I would have been better. But it was like the running, the fear on their faces, the feeling, the sound of like the taste of the panic in the air. Like, I know it sounds like very descriptive and it was a lot. But she was telling me, like, when you go through something traumatic like that, your body afterwards, from the way that I understood it and from like the way I processed it, it's like almost like an earthquake happening. It's sudden, it shocks you, and then afterwards, like, even though you're okay, like, there might be like an aftershock, you know, an adjustment back to it. So I think, you know, the event happened, I had that like panic and whatever episode that was. I don't even know a name, but that happened. And then afterwards, like the little itty bitty one. And then even like this week, like I randomly got sick or something. And I think it's just my body trying to adjust and get back to 100%. So I tell all of this not to be dramatic, not to scare anyone. Paris is still safe. You know, this could have easily have happened in the States. You know, there's not like crazy people running down the street with, you know, guns in their hands, you know, killing us all. Like, no, please still come to France. Everything's fine. Paris is great. This is just one incident. Like, I'm telling it just that way. It's like, okay, I've decided to document this. This is something serious. And I'm so sad I didn't go to Belgium. I'm like, I've been planning to go and I was so excited, and it's more like, okay, well, tell why you didn't go to Belgium. Well, it's because of this thing that happened and freaked me out. And I think the biggest thing that I take away from it, to tell anybody else who's gone through this or something smaller or bigger or whatever, is more of knowing that, God, this is gonna sound so like sappy, but your feelings matter. What you went through was traumatic in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, just because other people haven't gone through it and they don't understand it, they won't. Unless they were right there with you, they won't understand why, you know, a 3-year-old screaming at you and slamming a door sets you off. Like, I'll be fine. I'm gonna be okay. But for some people, they've gone through worse, and it's hard to connect to someone or tell them, oh, I'm really sorry. Like, you can't say I understand because you didn't go through it. You know, you're not crazy. You're not being dramatic. It was real. And, you know, talk about it. Like, try and talk to someone and let them know, like, no, I'm not okay, but I'm trying. Like, don't treat me like a baby in a little, like, glass bubble, but, like, it happens. This is probably, like, the worst advice ever. I'm sure, like, there's some person like, this is awful, Sydney, take it down. But yeah, so still come to France. Everything's fine. I'm doing good. I'm only kind of anxious right now because I'm talking about it. This is like the first time I've thought about it in a few days. Or this is like the first anxiety I've felt in like the last week or so. Yeah, it was like a week ago about. Anyways, I'm still ticked I didn't get to go to Belgium. One day, Megan, one day I will get to come and see you. But for now, it's not gonna happen. After that, came home, rested up, tried to recoup. We went to a Christian kind of conference that Marie got tickets to. It was this conference where Catholics and Protestants were coming together and worshiping, and we had Todd White come and speak, if you haven't heard of him. He does like a lot of like healing services and stuff. He has a really great testimony. If you've never heard it, you should definitely go check him out. He's cool. I like him. I was nervous. Anytime I go into situations like that where I'm like, you randomly heal people, or I don't know, the pastor's kid in me gets very skeptical with some people, but I've heard of him before and I know he's legit, so I was really like excited and open to see him. But he was great, it was a good time, and yeah, so, and I wrapped up April in true fashion by sleeping through the night until May. But yeah, God, I feel like I'm like, it's such like a downer kind of, even outside has kind of gotten gloomy. Bounce back. So that was April. Just like a roller coaster. Super peaceful. Lots of holiday sunshine, you know, tans, book reading, Nerf wars, my little brother getting to visit, terror, and then Jesus. You know, honestly, April had something for everyone. I'm hoping May is a little bit chiller than April. Still great things to come in May. So many great things to come in May. I think the thought of knowing all the good things that are about to happen in May make me feel like so excited to keep going. No. But yeah, May's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be one for the books. Y'all, in case you didn't know, it's my birth month. Sid's turning 25, cause what? Yeah, I'm turning 25. I don't know what to do with that. But yeah, and I get a special birthday present. It's on its way right now. April was a crazy time, but it's gonna be great. May's gonna be even better. Then it's June, July, and then y'all, I'm coming home. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a whirlwind. But I'm really excited. I'm glad I'm still kind of doing these and trying to keep on schedule. But yeah, it's about that time. It's about that time for me to stand up and to fake kiss a camera because, you know, my life couldn't get any weirder. Nope. Knock on wood. Lord, my life is already pretty weird, so let's be consistent with it. Sure, let's go with that. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. Okay, bye. See you later. So it was really, really good. It's not quinoa. So, although I'll be honest, I was not thinking crap. Sorry, like if you're in that situation, you're just like, you're not good enough for me to try and taste the pistachio truffle if I can't trust that you can do a chocolate correctly. I have opinions. I have a lot of opinions, and most of the time my opinions are about dumb things. I've been told this before. They're like, Sydney, you're pretty chill about everything, but for some reason you have an opinion about what flavor of ice cream you should get for the first. I have opinions, and I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry for having opinions. I'm allowed. I'm American, dang it. Which sounds really shady, and I don't want to go into my conspiracy theorist side of me. No, I need to listen to some worship music or something. Okay. Have fun editing this, Sid. My hair smells great. Okay. I promise I'm okay.